So it is going to make you rotate it.
I don't know. Okay, let's go. Okay. All right. Here we go. Hey. Welcome to the Wild Huckleberry. We're live today on the front porch again. Robbie's coming out here in just a minute. And he's going to join us. I think he went to go change clothes. So I hope everybody's doing well. I don't think we have anybody on here yet. I'm just talking to myself.
What? Oh. All right. Hi, guys.
Oh, isn't this adorable?
My wife got this for me for Father's Day this year. So I have to proudly wear it. It's got all 3 of my grandkids on it. Come on. What's wrong with it?
Nothing. Nothing's wrong with it.
I like it. And so I'm going to wear it proudly. I think that the only person who is on here watching at the moment may be me. So I'm trying to keep up with if there are any comments or anything. So again, as I said in the last one, excuse the glasses, but I got to have them to see you up close at least. So.
That's on your forehead.
All right. Let's see. Is there
It's
anyone?
nice outside today. It's not so hot. I didn't have to bring a fan out with me.
Yeah, it is much, much nicer. We've been surviving without so much humidity for the last few days.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I think that's about to end today because I looked at the forecast and we're supposed to be 95 tomorrow and we're supposed to be, I think, at 98 on Tuesday. So, yay! Back to the humidity, back to the craziness. You know, it's Arkansas, it's August. It doesn't surprise me. Disappoints me, but it doesn't surprise me. We'll cool down about October, maybe late September. We'll start to cool down somewhat. I can remember when I was in high school, every year I was in the band and in the drum section, and every year the last game of the year that we played which was the first weekend in November, it was cold. It's not that way anymore. We might get a little chilly, which I hope so when deer season starts, but otherwise we don't get all that chilly anymore. It's not as cold as what I want it to be. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it goes from summer to springish kind of weather, and then it just kind of stays there. And you have a smidgen of winter. You know, might get a little snow, might get a lot of ice. Yeah. That's the usual.
Yeah. Something happened and I messed up, so I'm not on here anymore.
Oh, we're not live?
Well, we are. We
Oh,
are.
okay.
I'm not.
It's like, it's still going.
It's still going. We're still live. We're still live. So.
You just did something. Okay.
So we got 5 people on here now.
Oh, we gotta breathe.
All right.
We gotta breathe. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and that's what I talk about in the video I'm going to have tomorrow. Is it's better right now because not only do we have a little break from the humidity, but there's been a breeze for the last like 3 days, 3 or 4 days. There's been a nice breeze blowing and things going.
What was it, Friday morning you got up to go?
Thursday morning.
Thursday morning, it was 65 degrees.
65 degrees. Can you guys believe that? 65 degrees. Sorry, one of the chickens just went flying out across there.
Took flight.
She took a short flight.
It's like, what was chasing her?
I don't think anything was chasing her. Well, probably a rooster. That's most likely what got after her was a rooster. So, you know, roosters are really sweet. They're really nice to their ladies. We're getting more and more of those roosters too. Let's see, I know for sure with the 3 adults that we have and the 3 juvenile roosters, and I still am not sure if I have more than 2 of the chicks that are roosters. That's, you know, we're looking at 8, maybe 9 roosters right now. So that's not sustainable for the wild huckleberry.
No. They'll go to chicken dumplings or chicken taquitos.
As many people refer to it, they'll go to freezer camp. And it's just kind of one of those things that we can't have that many roosters around here. And
Yeah,
I don't.
know. It messes with all the hens, and they get stressed, and then they don't lay eggs, and they lose feathers, and they can't be losing feathers right now. It's going to get cold, and when it does get cold, they need their feathers. So
Yeah, they definitely need to have all their feathers. And,
you have to have a balance.
yeah, we have to keep up with our girls. They're the ones that are important because they're the ones that are going to be laying the eggs. You know, somebody said the other day, I think it may have been David. It said it when I listened from Vista Acres. He said one thing for sure: none of his male, what do you call them? Little ones, little birds, quail. None of his male quail had ever laid an egg. Well, I got news for you: none of my roosters have ever laid an egg either. So,
Oh my goodness.
so their purpose. They have a purpose. Yes, they do. But 9 of them, when we have.
Well, they have a purpose.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're gonna live out their purpose. That's for sure. Oh. Yeah, it is what it is, guys. I mean, that's part of why we have chickens. Is we want eggs. Yes, we do, but we want meat too, because we do eat meat around here. We're not vegetarians. We like some. Well, I am definitely a carnivore. I like my meat. I'm going to eat some. So.
And the family likes chicken eggs, you know. Uncle Pat comes from across the road and get him some eggs, and my boss at work, she likes the eggs.
My mom,
Yeah.
she gets eggs. My cousin, she loves to buy eggs from us when we have some extras, which maybe when these juveniles, we probably have about 2 more months, and the juveniles should start laying eggs. So that's what I'm looking forward to, is to seeing all of my eggs, because those juveniles, you know, we got them specifically for color of eggs. We got the Easter eggers for their blue-green eggs. We got the olive eggers for those beautiful dark green eggs.
When did we get them? The end of April?
Yeah, we're about the middle of April.
April.
Mhm.
Okay, so next month.
So, okay, so
Yeah,
about a
the
month.
end of next
About a
month.
month.
Yeah.
And they should start laying.
Yeah.
And that'll be, I can't wait.
Yeah,
I
we'll have
cannot
to show
wait.
some eggs.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely show some eggs when we start getting them, for sure. And then the Barnfelders and the Morans should lay some really dark brown eggs.
Yeah.
And that's
Chocolate eggs.
we've got some cuckoo Morans, and they lay dark brown eggs, but they don't lay the dark brown eggs that I'm really, really, really looking forward to. Those are the ones that I really am excited to get, because we've never had some really dark eggs. Well, I guess we have.
Yes, we have.
We had a friend that gave us
Mm-hmm.
a couple of Moran
Uh-huh.
hens, wasn't it?
Yep.
and we got those dark eggs, and oh, they're so pretty. They're so dark.
Yeah, that's where we got hooked on.
Yeah. And if anybody has a question, the inside looks the same no matter what color the shell is. So.
Oh, and on another subject here. So we've got the little baby calf out here in the field, and we haven't named her yet. And we need a really cute name for the really cute little calf.
She is adorable.
Sweet little thing. She pushes all the goats' buckets, their feed buckets, all out in the field. I mean, they're everywhere.
That
She
I don't
just
find
pushes
quite
them.
as cute.
And so...
Because I have to go retrieve them.
Yeah, they have to go find them. It's pretty funny.
I've got 4 buckets to feed the goats with, and there's at least 2 of them that she likes to play with. I'm trying to get her on video doing it, but you know, just like any kid, when you're trying to get them to do something, they did. The other day she was doing it. I walked over there. I was going to video her, and she just stopped, looked at me, and walked away. She said, "You're not going to video me. You can forget that."
So we need a name for her. Now, we typically do a lot of Marvel.
And Star Wars.
yeah, Star Wars.
We've got some that aren't necessarily named for that, you know. I mean, like Little Girl. I just, when B had her, I just kept talking about B's Little Girl, and that just kind of stuck. That's what I decided to name her. So.
Yeah. We had a pair of chickens one time. They were
Frickle and Freckle.
no, Fro and Shizzle.
Oh, you don't have Fro and Shizzle. Okay, yeah.
Fro and Shizzle.
They were frizzled cochins.
Yes, yes. So they had little curly feathers to them all over, just like a little Fro. And
of course, Fro was a little rooster, and he was something else, and Shizzle was a little hen. Poor Shizzle, she never, in her short life, she never got all of her feathers in. She was kind of pitiful looking, but she was a sweet girl.
And they'd follow us all around the yard when we mowed, especially when we were mowing. They were running around trying to catch all the crickets when we mow the grass. And that batch of chickens was really good about, you know, going and seeking out their food and stuff. That batch of chickens, they were a little aggressive.
That was probably the toughest batch we've ever had.
They were tough.
Yeah.
We had a cat show up, and all the chickens went after that cat. All of them. And they just surrounded the cat. They were on all sides. And all that you saw was the cat jumping up in the air. I was like, oh my gosh, look what the chickens are doing. And the cat just jumped up and took off running and ran up under the part of the house that it could go into, you know.
We had the house. It was a house, but it had some vinyl siding as around. It had the traditional foundation. It didn't have the
slab.
So you know, so it had vinyl
Piers,
siding all
yeah.
the way around.
And so there was a little spot the cat could go through. Well, we had 2 Rhode Island Reds. One sat on one side of the opening, and the other sat on the other side of the opening. And they waited for that cat to come out and get it again.
And that cat did not get to come out from under there until they went and got in the coop that night.
Oh, they were bad. And the meter reader.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Oh, I could cry again. Oh, so the meter reader came up there to the house to meet the reader at the side of the house over there. Well, the chickens heard the door shut on this guy's truck. Anytime they hear the door shut on a vehicle, they's like, snack time. And they just come flying in, 2 feet off the ground. And we had some Americanas. They looked a little hawkish. You know, looks like a bunch of hawks coming at you. And he heard all this noise coming. And he popped his head up from reading. And he turned around and he screamed. He screamed, y'all. And I was sitting there watching the whole thing.
I didn't get to witness this. I was not home at the
I
time.
was crying. I was laughing so hard. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, and he got back in that truck and he left. I don't know if he read it or not. I think he just probably
He
guessed.
probably guessed at it. Yep.
And I don't think he ever came back. He probably just guessed from then on. Oh my gosh.
Well, our mail carrier at the time was scared of, especially of one of our roosters. We had a rooster that was kind of the size of about the size of a turkey. He was huge. He was not mean whatsoever.
Oh, not
but
at all. Every time I sat down in a chair outside, he would come and get in my lap.
Yeah, if you sat down, he would be right there. We had a habit a lot of times of taking old bread out and throwing it out to him. Well, he pretty much expected to be hand fed.
Yes, yes. He wouldn't eat it out of your hands like this. You had to give him a piece.
Yeah, you just hold it out to him and he would eat it.
Hey, Luna.
And we have company. Luna has joined us. Hi, darling.
Hey, Luna.
You're dry now, I see.
Oh.
Luna and I have been down at the creek.
Hey, sweet pea.
Me, Luna,
Hey,
and
my sweet pea.
Cleo have been down to the
aren't
creek.
ya?
So she likes to get in the creek. So
You're
she's so funny
shedding
because
your
she doesn't want me to spray her with the hose. She doesn't like to get wet.
No, no,
But-
no, no.
Luna, Luna, get down, babe. Get down.
You
Get
can't
down.
sit in my lap up here, baby.
But she doesn't like to get wet like that, but she will go bail in that
So
creek.
hot breath.
Mercy. She heard us talking, so she's got to come up here and get in the
Yeah.
middle of things.
You can't get in my lap. You can't get in my
Luna,
lap. You're
no
too
ma'am,
big.
no ma'am, you're too big. You're too big to do that, baby girl. Say hi, you two.
I don't know what you just got on my shirt, but ew.
There's no telling. But if you got any questions or anything, comment, leave us a question. I don't see any at this moment, so I'm kind of hoping that I'm not missing something. I don't think I'm missing anything, but let's see.
Brother's so hot.
I'm gonna jump over. So, if you guys don't know Luna, she is our. I always call her our chicken guardian dog
Sit.
because her purpose is to wander the homestead here and keep predators down. I was working from home one Friday, and I looked out the window, and there were chickens running, and I didn't know what. And I look out, and there's a dang fox out here, and he ended up getting 3 of my chickens before it was over with. I got rid of him. I ran him off right then, and later was able to get rid of him, but and it was I started locking the chickens up for a good while until I was sure, because I couldn't have him just have those foxes just devastating my whole herd, or whole herd, my whole flock. So we got her, and the good part about her is her job is to just wander everywhere around, and she's supposed to get anything that well, not necessarily get it, but keep everything away. You know what I mean? Just to keep anything from wanting to come up here. She wanders down to the trees down here. Gets over here. I mean, she goes all the way around the goat pen. She does a great job. I think she's caused a lot of things to not want to come here and not be around us, around our property, and not mess with our chickens, because she's right there. She's right in the middle of it, and
She just jumped off the deck.
oh yeah, she jumps off the porch all the time. She doesn't care. She's young. She's just a little over a year old, so she's pretty good. I love it though. She gets in the tall grass and gets to looking for stuff. She jumps.
She
And
leaps like a rabbit.
She leaps. Yeah, she jumps high. It's absolutely hilarious to watch her jump and bounce and bound. But we've had a few problems with her messing with the chickens, and that's why she has that collar on. Well, there's 2 reasons she has the collar on. 1, just in case she starts messing with chickens or anything, and 2 is that road out there. I do not want her in that road. She's already been hit by a truck, and I thought had probably lost her. And somehow she survived it. I don't know how she did.
She was a little bruised. She had a knot on her head for a minute.
She had a knot on her head, and she limped around a little bit for a while, but somehow she made it. And but I don't want her in that road if I can help it. So the collar is on her, and if I was to catch her messing with a chicken, or if I was to catch her in the road, I would use the shock portion of it. But otherwise, if she does something, or she's kind of doing something she's not supposed to, she's too close to the road or whatever, I'll hit beep or I'll hit vibrate, and she knows exactly what that means, and she heads back right now. She gets off of what she's doing and does something else. And, there's no reason to hurt her every time she does, or I think she's going to do something, or she is doing something, I don't want her to. But the two things, if she's hurting a chicken, and she has done it, and I think it's mostly play. She doesn't really want to kill the chicken, but she wants to play with it. And a dog her size, that's too much. That's asking for a dead chicken. I think that's what it is with Thor. I don't think he has any animosity towards the chickens, but if a chicken gets in that pen, it's 99% is gone. I've had a lot of times I walk in there and some goofy chicken has jumped the fence or flown the fence, and sure enough, that chicken's gone.
How many people we got on here?
Right now we got 4.
Okay, anybody got a name for a baby calf? I want to hear some different names.
Yeah, y'all give us some suggestions. I was trying to see if I could. I'm hoping I'm not missing any. Not missing any comments or anything. I don't think I am, because I should be seeing them roll across, but I would like to get on there with my Wild Huckleberry channel, but I'm having a little trouble finding it. We're still kind of new to this, guys. As you know, this is our second live ever, so we're still getting used to how this works and how things are supposed to be done. It's a fun little experience to do, and I enjoy it, and we will start doing more and more of these, and maybe even we'll set one up on a schedule, so it's every week at this time or something, or every other week at this time or something like that, just to kind of get us more in a groove for it. And all. We decided to do it this afternoon because it's Sunday, and fingers crossed, work wasn't going to call me. The first live we did, as soon as we got on and started doing the live, we barely got started, and I'm already getting texts from work because we had a problem and they needed to do a failover, and I had to go jump in there and do some stuff. So, and I was like, can we wait just a little while? Nope, got to do it now. Okay, so hey, do what you got to do. It's my work, and it's what I do, and it's what pays the bills. So let's not make them mad. And I like what I do. So I am a programmer, by the way, and so and my job, I'm the only one who can do what I do. There's some that can do little parts of it here and there, but for the most part, I'm the only one. So Sonia will tell you, I'm pretty much on call 24/7, and it happens. That's why I get called at 6:30 on a Thursday night to go fix something. But that's the fun part. Now, if I get called at 2 o'clock in the morning because something's broke or thank you, motorcycle, but somebody's something breaks at say 9 o'clock at night, there's a possibility I could be up all night as we work on it and such. I don't have have it nearly as hard as the network engineers, because we've had lots of things happening here lately that they've had to deal with. I don't know how many of you guys had to deal with the CrowdStrike fiasco, but our engineers had to be up at the office at like 3 o'clock in the morning, because this stuff happened a little after midnight, And by 3 o'clock in the morning, they were up there working on stuff, trying to figure out how are we going to fix this. Now, I got to get in on fixing computers and such, which for some that was really easy. But we have, since we have so much patient information and things that you have to watch out for, we have BitLocker. And so that made it even harder because you had to go an extra step and do some more stuff. And so, yeah, it just, fun stuff, man. Fun stuff.
And I worked for a chiropractor. So.
I love that she works for a chiropractor because I get to go in and get adjusted when I need it. And if you've never been to a chiropractor, if you've never done that, I highly recommend it. There was a point in my life when I wasn't sure. But now that I've been and have gone for a while, I highly recommend it. Her boss, he's really good. He's good at talking to the people, and he, if there's certain things wrong, he won't do things to hurt you. He won't, but he does an excellent job.
Yeah, when I had a gallbladder issues, he knew it. He's like, you need to go have this checked out. I was like, okay. And
It's absolutely amazing to me.
I went to a regular doctor, and he wanted to have surgery and take it out.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that. I was like, well, I'm going to talk to my functional medicine doctor and see, what we can do. And he's like, I don't work with other doctors like that. And I was like, okay. And I got it and I left. And I called my functional medicine doctor, and Dr. Amy Beard. She's awesome. Awesome. She's telemed, so you can reach her anytime, and she just prescribed a little bottle, since I didn't have any stones or any gallstones or anything like that. I could take this medicine. So it's just a supplement. It's not any medication. And took the supplement, got my gallbladder working just fine, and no problem since. So that was really nice. I didn't have to go for surgery, and my gallbladder's fine. So I believe in functional medicine.
Yeah, definitely.
And she's got patients all over the world that she, helps. And so, my chiropractor was right about what was going on, and Dr. Beard fixed it. But yeah, that they can figure out some things. People come in if they have pains that aren't equaling, what's actually being adjusted and stuff. He'll refer them out, for a second opinion from a medical doctor, and they find things sometimes, there's just really an intuitive type specialty, and it works great.
It's funny to me how you can go over there and he'll adjust you, and he'll be like, are you having problems with this? You having problems with this? You having problems with this? And so many times, yeah. Well, I know why, because you're out here and you're out there.
And Paxton, our grandson,
yeah, this one over here.
Food dye allergy.
Yeah.
We figured that out because I had eaten something at Allison's that Paxton had also eaten, and I had a migraine the next day. My head hurt so bad, and Tyler adjusted me, and he said, it's something you ate. And I was like, I wonder if that's what's going on with Paxton, because he couldn't tell us really what was going on with him yet. He wasn't old enough to tell us, but he would just go through an emotional roller coaster. He would be hysterical, and then happy, and then mad, and it was just, oh my goodness. And
it was rough. It was very rough.
Yeah, it was really rough for our daughters. We were just trying to figure out what was going on, and we figured out it was dye, and took that out of his food. What he was eating, you can go to Trader Joe's, and they don't have any food that has dye in it. So she could get anything in the store, and Paxton could eat it. And so that did a world of good for him, and I wish America, did like other countries and took dye out of the
Yeah.
equation. Why do we have to have dye? So it looks pretty. So it looks
Well, that's
appetizing.
just so it looks like
You
what
know,
you
and
want it to look like.
You have a lot of kids with a lot of behavior issues, and it's dye related. A lot of it is dye
A lot
related.
of it is. I was skeptical, I will admit, until I saw a time when he was at church and somebody gave him something a snack that had red dye in it, and that was not my grandson. That afternoon, he was jumping on the bounce house and he was going nuts.
And screaming.
And he was jumping and going, and he was, and Cleo was on there with him, and she was much smaller than him. She's 3 years younger, and she was like 2, and he's bouncing around, bouncing. I'm scared he was going to land on her. He was going to hurt her, and he was just going crazy, and then when
Allie was crying, I was crying.
when they told him to get off of the thing because he couldn't do that, he was a little monster. He just got so upset and everything, and it's because he had that stinking red dye. It was because he had that red dye. So yeah, public service announcement. If your kids eat a lot of stuff with and check anything out because there's red dye and stuff that's not red.
Oh. Well, yes, and the labels have changed. It's not just saying red dye 40 and all these different things. They're changing the names of all the dyes. They're changing the names. And so it's
research.
not like it was, It starts with an A. What was that one?
But
Crud.
trust me, try it. Just try it. I get gummies for the kids all the time, and I get different kinds that use fruit juice as the coloring, not dyes. And the kids love them, but they're not going to hurt them.
Yeah.
They'll be able to enjoy their gummies, but it's not going to hurt them. It's not going to cause them to be who they're not.
Yeah, and if it says natural coloring, the beetle they used for some red dyes, the beetle is natural. So I wouldn't take it for that either. That's how they just kind of scoop things in there. They can rename it. It's insane.
Yep. It's crazy what they can do, how they can.
But, he doesn't get dye anymore. He's the sweetest, lovable little rascal.
He's still
ever.
a 7-year-old. He has his moments.
He's
you know
adorable.
that. But it's so. He does no wrong with his meaning.
Got that right.
But it's so different. It's so different that you can tell the difference and how much less he goes crazy. So, hey.
Yeah, he just likes having fun on the 4-wheeler now.
Yeah. Well, he likes to drive the 4-wheeler, so
Yeah.
I'm riding on it. Don't get me wrong. He's driving it. I'm riding right behind him, holding on for dear life. I had to tell him today. I was like, okay, now understand, when you're going really fast, do not turn all of a sudden. You have to slow down to turn. I said, because you will flip this thing over. I'll flip it over? Yes, you will, and it will not be fun. That boy. And Cleo likes to ride, but she likes to start it, and she turns on the keys, she starts it, and she gets off herself. I can't help her now, but I have to drive. Although she does, what drives me crazy is she always has to have her hands on the handlebars, but every now and then she'll get kind of silly and start doing this. That's not a lot of fun when you're trying to drive and somebody's jerking on the handlebars and.
She's keeping things interesting. Pop, pop.
I'm saying, crazy girl child.
But then they go down the creeks, and then she just splashes around that creek. She loves that creek.
Oh, she loves that creek. She'll get in. She'll get in it if it's right now. It's so dry. We had a week of rain, but we didn't have. I mean, we really didn't have tons and tons of rain, but we had a week where it rained a good bit. And but it's been so dry. The road across the creek there's no water there. It's just standing on each side now. But Luna there, she loves to go bail in it and jump in and bite the water. If you want to see her do some of that, you can watch my video that comes out in the morning. I was recording her and Cleo down at the creek, and it was pretty funny. Luna's pretty entertaining at times. There's no doubt about that. But so nobody has any questions or anything, and I haven't seen anything pop up in the chat. So again,
They might get loud here in just a second.
okay. Thor started barking, so I had to check that out. Thor hates motorcycles and four-wheelers. Well, I mean four-wheelers and side-by-sides or whatever.
Yeah.
He hates
and
them.
motorcycles.
Those motorcycles, I'm telling you right now, that motorcycle can be a mile down the road. And he'll start barking and run over the corner and all, and I'm like, well, it must be a motorcycle coming in a minute. Yeah, he can hear it a long time before I can. I mean, he's a dog, naturally. So, yeah, he can hear it, but I don't know how he does it. Sometimes he hears it, and I'm just like, okay, there's a motorcycle coming, but I didn't hear it coming first, but he did. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, it feels so good outside, y'all.
it does. This breeze is wonderful that's blowing. We fished yesterday, and it was nice all day. It wasn't cloudy very much at all, but still there was a breeze blowing. And I'll admit, in the morning, we were running up that river, I was cold. I was actually cold. I'm just suspicious here that something, because I can't even see where I can make a comment on it, so I'm worried that I'm missing something.
We're sorry if we're missing your
If I'm missing it,
statements. We'll get them and then we'll look over them and respond to them
Yeah.
online.
I'm sorry if I'm missing something, because
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know why I'm not, I don't know, I mean, there may not be any, I grant you, but then again, I'm not seeing anything, but I'm not seeing where I could be commenting, so that makes me wonder just a little bit, you know?
Do you need to sign in through a different account?
Well, I've signed in through mine, and I've signed in through the Wild Huckleberry, so
Oh, you couldn't even make a...
I can't do, this is on the Wild Huckleberry here, and I can't do anything.
Can't make a comment.
I can't figure out how to, it's not a comment in this, it's the chat. So, sorry guys, like I said, we're still getting used to this. This is still new to us, so.
It worked better this time, but it had a different time on there too when I logged into there. It had me on a different time.
Oh, okay, hold on. Your chat is disabled for the live stream you're running right now. That's why no one's commenting. Thank you, Bill. I don't know how we disabled it.
I don't either.
I don't know how to go back and enable it is the problem.
What'd you do?
I did something, obviously, when I set it up. I must have set it up wrong. Well, sorry,
I'm glad
guys.
somebody said something. I was like, we're
Yes.
not getting anybody talking to us.
Yes, thank you, Bill. I appreciate that, because I'm clueless here. I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh my goodness.
And I don't see how I can go. I don't know. I
You'll
don't see.
figure it out in a minute. I got out here yesterday and I was power washing the porches. My mom and dad's porch over there and our porch. Because we have chickens. I don't know how to keep them off the porch. I want to teach Luna how to keep them off the porch.
They poop on the porch big time.
I wasn't going to say that.
I'm sorry, I did.
Well, you can infer. That's what I was doing.
Excuse me, guys. I call poop poop, so at least I don't use other words for it. I'm just saying. Yeah, I wish I could figure this out. I promise next live, the chat will not be disabled.
Well, last time we went on live, we started recording before we knew we were recording. And we were just talking to the phone.
We were talking to each other, trying to figure out what was going on.
Did we turn this way? And we're goobers.
I don't see. I just don't see where I can do anything with it.
Bless our heart.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I would love to interact with you and talk to you, but instead, I did something, I guess, when I set up the thing and said disable the comments, so, well,
This is a one-sided conversation.
yeah, sorry. I got, oh, it's a dirt dauber.
Oh, I didn't know it was a horsefly or something.
No, it was a dirt dauber. It wasn't a wasp or anything, thank goodness.
Yeah, I don't want a horsefly.
All right, guys, well, I guess I guess we might as well get off of here. We can't talk to you. We can talk to you, but you can't talk back to us, so we'll figure it out for next time. I swear we will, okay? Leave us a comment. Whatever you were going to say, leave us a comment. I promise I will see your comments, and I will answer you, okay?
Yeah, we'll get on there and fix this.
All right, leave us a comment after the fact, and I'll figure it out for next time, and I will not do this. Just chalk it up to newbie. I'm just a newbie at this, so I did something in setting it up that I wasn't supposed to, so. Well, but thank you again, Bill, for letting me know. I'm good at messing up, guys. I do things. It'll be all right. I'll figure it out for next time. But anyway, guys, you got anything else?
Let's see.
I
I
will-
need to show that mosaic because I finally found the glass I wanted for the mountains. I went through 2 different colors. I was like, oh, that's not right. I was like, oh, that looks awful. And then I found this beautiful, like an amber and brown and cream. I was like, ah, that did it. So I'll have to have that out here next time on the porch. And I'll show everybody what it looks like.
All right, looks like pretty much everybody's gotten off, so. All right, guys, we thank you and sorry, we'll fix it next time. All right, y'all have a great week coming up.